Hi, welcome to the channel. My last video was about money mistakes by immigrants, and I got so many questions about the credit card mistakes that I felt it warranted another video since that's what you all are asking about. I am an immigrant in Canada, straight from West Africa, and I can remember receiving my first credit card in Canada. No, in fact, it was my first credit card ever, and I was excited. I had never had a credit card. In fact, in my home country, we don't have credit cards. Well, except for a few banks that offer them to selected customers. And the way it works back home is completely different from here. Anyway, when I got my first credit card, I stared at it. I was like, I have a credit card. Free money. Yay. It was love at first sight. I received many other credit cards after that one, but that first credit card love, who forgets that first love, right? That's my first love burns my finger sharp. First loves do that, right? But in a way, it was not the fault of the credit card sharp. It was my ignorance of how to manage my relationship with that credit card. So I got my fingers burned. And I want to give you the lowdown of how that happened. If you like that kind of gist, watch on. A credit card is not bad. In fact, having a credit card is actually great. It offers security and protection because when you're making purchases with your credit card, there's often a zero liability policy that comes with it. That basically means that if somebody takes your credit card and goes on a spending spree, it's very simple for them to refund you, and then they can go back and track down that person that stole your card. There's also things like purchase protection and warranty extension that you get when you use your credit card. Most importantly, a credit card helps you build a credit score. A credit score is a number that depicts your creditworthiness. With a good credit score, you can get very good rates for things like mortgage, car loan, and the banks are more inclined to give you loans if you need it. The rest of this video is a bit technical, but trust me, I have made it as simple as possible. When I presented this to my 10-year-old niece, she got it, so you should get it too. But despite these benefits, I see a lot of people making some common mistakes that I want to talk about in this video. I made a lot of these mistakes. I had a lot of misconceptions about credit cards, and I got my fingers burned. In this video, I want to go over 6 of the biggest credit card mistakes I made and that I believe that every new immigrant abroad needs to avoid. Shall we? The way I see it, credit cards, it's just a tool, and it's a tool that can work for or against you, depending on how you use it. After I got my first credit card, I was happy, even though the credit limit was only $1,000. I thought I was privileged, but I was surprised that everywhere I went, everybody seems to be offering me credit card. Walmart, Costco. It was raining credit cards. They just needed to ask me, "Are you interested, ma'am?" And I would say, "Yes." And another credit card was mine to use. Now, having multiple credit cards is not at all that bad as long as you manage it well. But most of us don't. I didn't manage mine well. And after several credit card mistakes, I learned my lessons and I trimmed down my cards to just 2 to 3 active cards. But when I had those multiple cards, I was making mistake number 1. I had no idea about how to utilize the amount that I spent per card to give me the best outcome. Now, a lot of people look at their credit card limit as the amount of money that they are able to spend in a month. And that's not necessarily how you should think about it. Now, I know that one of the biggest factors of a credit card score is your utilization. Think of this as how much of the limit of your card that you have that you're spending. And the lower, the better. Now, this is not set in stone, but I advise that you try as much as possible to keep your utilization to 30% or lower. So, for example, For a $5,000 credit card, you can spend about $1,500, which is about 30% of $5,000. Of course, you won't be penalized if you spend more than that, but keeping your spend under 33% will help your credit score. Though this is not the only factor, but it plays a big role in your credit score. If for some reason you used your credit card a lot more than the 33%, you can actually pay off a bit of your credit card before your credit card payment is due, in order to make sure that your balance at the end of the period is around that 30% or less. And that's what gets sent to the credit bureau. It's an easy way to boost your credit score. The second mistake I made was that sometimes I could just not be bothered about even paying off my credit cards, especially in the months when my expenses were way too high. I could not afford to pay. So I would just forget about it. We will deal with it next month. But doing that didn't help my credit score at all. And the interest I was gathering, now wow. So don't be like me. At a bare minimum, you want to pay the minimum payment every month. Even though just paying the minimum balance means that you will pay interest on the balance, as opposed to paying no interest if you pay off the full balance. So let's say you spent $1,000 during that 1 month period, and you only pay maybe $10, which is the minimum in this case. You would need to pay interest on that $990 balance you did not pay. Got it? Sometimes I wonder why the minimum payment is so low. I think it is because it's a way for them to make money by collecting interest, which in some cases could be as high as 29%. Talking about interest rates leads to my third mistake. I never ever understood my credit card statements. It was like Greek to me. Like, how much do I owe? And what are these other numbers? From my new knowledge, I now know that when payment is due, they send you a statement with all your transactions and the payments that you need to make. You can pay off from the date the statement closes to the payment due date. And that due date tends to be about 20 days from the statement close date. So for example, your statement opens June 22nd and closes July 21st. The payment due date might be August 11th, which is about 20 days later. You need to pay by August 11th. I know, it can be confusing. You are not alone. If you are still confused about this, you may need to book a call with your bank or the credit card company and get a more detailed explanation. That's what I did. In fact, I booked an appointment and someone explained this clearly to me. Before then, I never knew the best times to pay off my credit card. So I just set a date for myself and paid on that date. But the idea is to be able to understand the dates so you are paying on time. If you are a great teacher and you can explain it well, please put an explanation in the comments below so we can all learn. By the way, have you subscribed to the channel? If you have watched up to this point, please subscribe so that we can reach a lot more people. It's free, and you will not be sent scam emails just by subscribing. Thank you very much. Mistake number 4, which in hindsight is just stupidity on my part, was using my credit card to buy things that I could not otherwise afford. Now, true story. There was this one time I saw this purse in a store, and I knew my life would not be complete if I didn't buy that purse. Ladies, you know the feeling. Problem was, I could not afford it. There was no way. But while the angel here was reasoning with me, the devil here was explaining how I could get it with my credit card almost for free. I mean, no cash would exchange hands. Which, in a way, is true. Well, I was weak, so I gave in and I bought the purse that I could not afford. And I had many stories like that. Well, it's not me, it's my weakness. Anyway, after many stupid purchases like that, the light bulb went off in my head and I came up with a system. For a while, I decided to use my credit card to pay for just my phone bills, my utilities, and my internet bills. At least those are fixed costs, and I could protect what I would spend each month. It was hard. But if I didn't do that, that voice in my head would have driven me to destruction. My number 5 mistake, which I would never have believed was a mistake, was closing my credit cards instead of just stop using them or even downgrading them. I did not know. I made the mistake of closing my oldest credit card, not realizing that that was a big mistake. It pained me, Sha, when I became wiser. One of the key factors in building a good credit score is the age of your credit account. The longer you've responsibly managed credit, the more trustworthy you appear to creditors and the better your credit score. But Sheyi did not know. Your oldest credit card serves as a testament to your financial responsibility and stability over time. So closing your oldest credit card prematurely can substantially shorten your credit history, which can have a negative impact on your score. In summary, do not close your oldest credit card. If you are tired of the card or it's not serving its purpose anymore, you can just stop using it. You can also downgrade it to a no-fee option so you can maintain the account longevity without incurring additional costs. Or you can just use the card very sparingly. You can just use it every now and then, but don't close it. My 6th and last mistake for this video was that I had the wrong credit card and I didn't know it. And as you are watching me, it's possible you also have the wrong credit card. And I will explain. My first credit card was a travel points card. It was giving me travel points each time I used the card. And I was so excited at first about gathering these points. You know how you get excited when they send you your statement and then you see all your points building up every month. But the problem was I was not traveling anywhere. So eventually, those points were of no use to me. Hi. I changed the chart. Today, I have a cashback card and I like it. I need cash, so it works very well for me. So you want to find cards that make sense based off your own spending and your lifestyle. At a bare minimum, I would recommend that you get a cashback card, which is the one that I have now. Now, there are also credit cards that are good for hotel bookings. Some are great for getting gas. There are some that offer free CAA membership here in Canada. And there are many others that have different kinds of perks. You take your pick and pick the one that works for you. Now, are you learning one or two things so far? Go ahead and like the video now and subscribe if you haven't already done that. That will encourage me to keep making these valuable videos. At this point, my question for you is this. Which of these credit card mistakes have you made? Which one do you think is the most common? And which one can you not ever make, even if the devil was here whispering into your ears or your left shoulder? Let us know in the comment down below. Hope you liked the video. Give it a thumbs up, share this video with a friend, and please subscribe because there's much better videos coming up. Now I invite you to watch this video here to learn amazing strategies to save $10,000 without stress this year. I hope you like it too. Thank you all so much for watching, and till we see the next time, don't go broke.